My last country was Uganda, and you go down there and meet your needs. You help people, nationals, set up an area to take care of these. We give them and help get them support, but we also have work in the community to make sure that they're able to support themselves. And so by doing nationals and getting them to work in their, it helps to keep it ongoing. Uganda, believe it or not, we go to places that nobody else goes. Meaning that there's big cities, there's great groups out there, they do wonderful things, but we have a tendency, we go in the back because that's where things are hidden. So Uganda, I did the medical missions there. I have been heading up the medical missions and have to do that organization of that part of it. And you would go in and we would treat people for just basics. If they had major issues, we would get them out. But every day they would come to Bible classes. I could sit and tell you stories and stories that would touch your heart. It's no lie, no lie. But everything doesn't have to be big picture to see lives changed. They hear about something, they hear about hope, and they're willing to listen. And so we have Bible studies accordingly along the way. We set them up. Let me tell you a little minor thing. And this is like, I didn't think it was a God thing, but 2 weeks before I left for Uganda, the text me, they through the office and that say, she's asking for, she says she's doing Bible studies and the ladies are having a hard time reading. Can you bring an optometrist or an ophthalmologist? I can't bring an eye doctor in 2 weeks, let alone get set up. I said, how in the world am I going to do that? So I go to sleep and the next night, literally, in my sleep, I wake up. Duh, reading glasses. I mean, we automatically went to the extremes. And all the people needed, so I said, I know I can't help them all maybe, but we can help some. So within a couple weeks, I collected like 800 reading glasses, new, used, old, Dollar Tree dollars, whatever, it's different lengths, We went there, and we did our medical things. I have 2 doctors that travel with me, and we hope we continue soon, and another nurse. And we go through like that, but I set up one of the doctor's wives in the back with all these tables. They went through their medical stuff. They had their Bible study, and then they would come back, and they got to look at the glasses on the table. And at first, they just wanted a pair of glasses because that was something new. This is a territory where the kids got out of school, government schools, they stripped their clothes and run around naked. I swear I was in a National Geographic magazine, okay? It was just still that kind of culture. But anyways, these ladies went back to get these glasses. And you would say, oh, yeah, and they'd be so excited. And I go, yeah, we kind of figured it out after a while, no. And then all of a sudden, they'd pick up the right strength and put them on, and the tears just came pouring. Even little things like that gives open doors to be able to see what God does in their lives. I can do a lot bigger stories, I can do a lot greater stories, but I want you to understand how God works in little ways. So people like you and stuff bringing me glasses to take over there and suitcases full of glasses change people's lives and change people's lives for Jesus, because they surely were a lot more ready to listen to us on a lot of things than they were before. You can see at the bottom there, we have, around the country, you'll see we call them civil responder classes. We do them for police, firemen, hospitals. I can give you stories of myself when I was a nurse in a major hospital in ER, I know a few years later, missed the thing that a person was being trafficked and beaten up. And because of who she was with, we all missed the boat. We just weren't conscious of that. So we have classes for you to see. We have classes for just everyday people, to be watched and hopeful. So those go along the way. Last year, the latest statistics I can get, 40% increase during the pandemic in the lines to the hotlines of that it picked up because people were so nothing to do and so bad activity picked. The FBI put out a statistic. 1,000 times you are more at risk, you young people are more at risk sitting in their house or in their room on their phones to be trafficked than walking down the streets. Go to the next one and I'll try. Sorry, that's how I feel. But no, let me just see, Regent, you can't hardly see them there. But human trafficking is still the fastest growing crime in the world. It has been for years. But why? You don't have to pay for anything. You grab people, you steal people, you kidnap people. You take kids, your own kids, and you take pictures or whatever, and you sell them. There's nothing out. It is still the fastest growing crime in the United States. Top cities, no shocks, believe it or not. Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Georgia, Orlando, Miami, Las Vegas. The average age of entry is 15. Last year, and this is when I just want to minorly build up Ohio rather than taking it down. Ohio was the 5th highest state of reported cases and the 2nd highest for new offenders. That is not a bad statistic. Ohio, for the last over a decade, has had commissions out, and the government and his commissions have really worked hard. We were in the top 5, now we're in the top 10. We will always be Ohio. I should call it Ohio. I lived here long enough. Ohio, like here. We will always be in the top 10 because, you guys know it, 5 major highways. Crossing, trucks going all the time, up, down, over, and out. Easy way to Canada, lakes, water. It's because of what Ohio is and where it's at that it has those kind of statistics. But they're very real. Could tell you stories about truck stops. I could just go on forever. This is not the appropriate place or time. But I just want to make you aware. And the reason I talk like this and share like this, one of the things I've come in, and I was a pastor's wife for over 40 years. One of the things I come with, us Christians, we need to be wise. We need to gather ourselves up and be wise about what's going around it. We don't have to live it, but even the scripture tells us we're in this world. We just don't have to be of this world, okay? But we do live in it. So as Christians, we need to know what's going on to protect our own kids and to help others. And so I push this out there and want to share it because of those major reasons, okay? But the Ohio definitely has worked. They have the things, the equipment out there, they try, and they keep working at it, and it's, they've made a difference in the last few years. Christians are the only ones you hear that shoot each other in the foot for what we believe and what we don't believe in, our opinions and that, and then we wonder why we're all stumbling around in these churches. We have to start finding truth in the facts of life and our theology.